I'm Big Crazy John with Big Crazy Outdoor Adventures, and today I'm going to start a fire with a Ferrocerium rod, or ferro rod, or metal rod, steel rod. So it's really a metal rod. So specifically this Bayite 6-inch by 1/2 inch diameter ferro rod. It's listed on Amazon with a description of survival drilled, so there's a hole drilled through here. Flint fire starter Ferrocerium rod kit with striker paracord lanyard. So this lanyard here, and then there's a striker on the end. So I have other ferro rods. We'll go over here, give a look at. So this was one that I got from a friend, Steve gave me. So this is a ferro rod here. It's actually come loose, but this is magnesium. You can scrape some magnesium off and use the ferro rod to strike. You can use this knife to strike it. And then this is stored in here. Ferro rod and magnesium are stored as part of the case, which is nice. And so yeah, there's that. And then one other ferro rod you can see here. This is a ferro rod, and this is a block of magnesium. You can see I've kind of scraped off some using this scraper and striker. So that is another method. So this Bayite ferro rod is made in China, and I purchased it off Amazon for $12.99. Of course that is pretty expensive because, you know, you can get a little tiny ferro rod for like $1. But this does have the lanyard, which I like, which the paracord, it's 9 foot of paracord included here. And so there's that. So have not used this as a striker yet, but we're gonna give it a go. So there's kind of 3 methods you can use with this, and one of which is kind of on this side, striking it this way, so the rod kind of rests inside that divot that's on the metal. And then another method is to strike it this way, so the blade is striking it. And then there's actual edge on this. You can probably not see, but there you go, you can see that. So the edge is on this side, so you could then also strike it this way. So the Bayite symbols here, you can have that towards you or have it away from you. So you have those options. So we're going to try a couple different. I've obviously never used this particular ferro rod, but I've used other ferro rods. And first we're going to try the wet fire. And so today we're going to try starting this fire with a few different items, one of which is wet fire. Since it's been raining, this wet fire is a lightweight, safe, and easy to carry tinder that will light in windy and or wet condition. Cubes are individually packed to maintain freshness and have a shelf life of 5 years. 1 cube burns up to 5 minutes. Great for use with any UST fire starter such as a Spark Force or Blast Match or Sparky. So that is the wet fire. You can see there. Alright, here we go. So there's a method that you can use. You know, there's the 3 different methods with this striking tool, but then there's also kind of 2 different methods. Either you throw your sparks to what you're trying to ignite, or you put the rod right next to what you're trying to ignite and throw your sparks, you know, using the pressure against, you know, in this case the wood, which will help with throwing the sparks. So just out of curiosity though, I kind of want to throw from a distance just to see how this does. So here we go. I think we gotta scrape off some of this outer covering first. this way. That was easy. So let's try that one more time. So you got that. Get a couple good ones there. And we got this way. I'm kind of liking this way. That's the problem right there with having it down close to your item that you want to get lit. So that's the wet fire. Got the wood on fire there. So the wet fire works pretty well. So let's keep this up here on the wood. So next we wanted to try some Fatwood. And then I have a little piece of Fatwood, which I think a lot of people can appreciate. Bushcrafters, I don't know, bushcraft, survivalists use this a lot to start fires, as well as hikers. And this is like pine, it's a pine wood, it's a thick resin, sappy kind of wood that's easy to start fires with. And per Wikipedia.org, Ferrocerium is a synthetic pyrophoric alloy that produces hot sparks that can reach temperatures of 3,000 Celsius or 5,430 degrees Fahrenheit. When rapidly oxidized by the process of striking, this property allows it to have many commercial applications, such as ignition source for lighters, where it is often known by misleading name flint, strikers for gas welding and cutting torches, and ferrocerium rods, also called ferro rods or flint and steel, flint spark lighters. Due to ferrocerium's ability to ignite in adverse conditions, the rods or ferrocerium are commonly used as emergency combustion device in survival kits. The composition is iron or ferrum, which was added to cerium to make ferrocerium rod. I'm gonna try using my knife. Oh, that's so much better. Throw sparks, but I'm not getting anything lit. You know, this ferro rod is a preferred method of lighting fire opposed to a lighter because of the limited gas a lighter has, whereas this particular rod can have up to 36,000 strikes. You know, that might be a lot, but you know, it might take a few strikes to get a fire going with this. But so why not matches? You know, same thing with matches. You know, matches are limited use. They're, you know, one per use, and the problem with matches, it's not waterproof. This is waterproof. You can get this wet, dry it off, strike it, it'll light a fire. And you know, for a camper, for a hiker, I would still suggest carrying a Bic lighter, but have a ferro rod as a backup. This is a great tool, something you can use, get familiar with, and you know, it's small, it's compact, and you can light a lot of fires. It has, you know, 36,000 strikes. That's a lot of use for this one rod. Okay, the wet fire is beating the Fatwood so far. Finally. So remember, get outside and have some fun.